What's up, everybody? Welcome to The Revival. My name is JJ, and we are down to our last 20 on my list of top 100 games of all time. This week, 20 through 16. At number 20 is my favorite game in this long-running series. Everybody should absolutely play it if you haven't. And if you have, play it again, because it's just that damn good. That is The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Easily my favorite Zelda game, A Link to the Past is still considered by many to be among the best in the series. And for good reason. It brought everything that was great about Zelda on the NES over to the SNES, and improved upon it tenfold. The visuals, music, and a lot of the series staples that would appear in future entries were all here and waiting to be discovered by the player. A Link to the Past is still a big reason I prefer the old top-down Zelda titles, as I can return to this game as much as I want without it ever feeling like it's too much work. It's challenging while retaining its simplicity, and its gameplay and visuals are like a good plate of comfort food that I can kick back and enjoy time and time again.
At number 19 is a game I only played pretty recently, and it just absolutely knocked my socks off. And quite frankly, this is a wonderful introduction into the series, and just play it. Even if you're not a big fan of JRPGs, Dragon Quest XI.
I have to say, this game took me completely by surprise. As I mentioned before, I recently played through the entire Dragon Quest series, from the first game, in chronological order. I enjoyed them, but I definitely enjoyed the gameplay over the story in most of the games in the series, up until I played this one. Dragon Quest XI took everything that made the series great as it was, and added an engaging story, characters that I cared about, and side content that actually made me want to check it out for pretty much the first time in the series. Having played through the rest of the series made it so much better too, because most of the side content, as well as the real ending, had to do with previous entries. You definitely don't have to have played the previous games, and it's a turn-based JRPG, so I understand if it's not going to be for everyone. If, however, you're looking to try a Dragon Quest game for the first time, or even just looking for a super charming video game in general, Dragon Quest XI is an unforgettable experience for sure.
At number 18 is another game that came out in the past few years, and a sequel actually just came out as well, which I enjoyed as well. But the first one just completely blew me away, took me by surprise, and honestly, I know there's going to be people who are wondering why this is so high up, but it just resonated with me so much, and a lot of it has to do with the soundtrack. That is Octopath Traveler.
I think for most people who have played it, Octopath Traveler being so high up on my list makes little sense. I can't help it though, I absolutely adored this game. I was captivated by every character's story, the gameplay was right up there with the old school SNES RPGs that I love, the visuals are absolutely gorgeous, and the music, my god the music, it's easily one of my favorite soundtracks of all time, and one I still listen to regularly. I understand the criticisms regarding the stories not being intertwined in any meaningful way, but it really didn't bother me in the slightest. I really want to revisit this one at some point, because I still think about it quite often, having left an obviously incredibly positive impact on me.
At number 17 is my favorite game in this series. I don't know that it'll ever be topped, because I still just freaking love to hop in every now and then because it's one big playground. There are better games, but this one will just always hold the biggest place in my heart. That is Super Mario 64.
Let me be perfectly clear. I love Super Mario 64. The gameplay loop of running around Peach's castle, jumping into paintings, and exploring these incredible worlds within was such a massive leap forward from anything we had seen in the series leading up to it. Being able to choose for the most part which levels you tackled at which points and all of the new unique power-ups, this game came out swinging for the fences. I'm so happy they brought it forward to the Switch and allowed younger gamers to try it out. While the visuals do feel a bit dated, as well as the controls taking a little to get used to, Super Mario 64 still has solid gameplay and exploration that will keep you busy for hours.
And finally, at number 16 is an entire trilogy of games that I wish we could get a remaster on, because this story overall is just absolutely mind-blowing, wonderful, and more people should experience it. That is the Xeno Saga trilogy.
Among Xeno fans, you'll find a lot of people arguing about which of the 3 games in this trilogy is the best, and which is the worst. While I do have my own opinions on that, I tend to look at it as more like one giant game stretched across 3 long chapters, kind of like Mass Effect. I wouldn't tell anyone to simply play one game in the trilogy. You really need to experience all 3 games in order to grasp the full weight and scope of the story. When you do, you'll see how deep the themes and metaphors really run, and you'll come out feeling philosophically enriched because of it. As much as I do love these games, it's hard to recommend to people simply for the fact that the games do vary quite a bit in the gameplay department, not to mention the time commitment involved. But if you do give these games a chance, I promise you'll definitely have something to think about.
There you have it, guys. We are so close to getting to the end. I want to say, just as a heads up, because I know I have another video somewhere. I meant to mention this a while back, but I kept forgetting. But I do have another video that is labeled as my top 5 games of all time, which I made a while ago. And like I mentioned on here, my games, the games I love and rank and put on lists and stuff tend to fluctuate by the day. But I just want you to just be aware that that top 5 list is not even remotely the same as the one that you're going to see at the end of this list here. So that one is from a while ago, a couple of years ago, and this one is, I shouldn't say it's not like even remotely the same. There are a few on there that are, because they'll just never be topped, but it's not the same, and I think the top 10 especially, there's quite a bit of, all over the place there. So look forward to that coming up soon. Can't wait to show you guys what's coming up. I just love these games so much. And yeah, let me know what you think about this list. Man, somebody put up another petition to get Xeno Saga remastered and re-released. I don't even care if it's remastered, honestly. Just re-release it. Just do a collection, make it digital, I don't care. But more people should be able to play that trilogy because it's just such a wonderful story. It's so great. And I frankly would love to go back and play it again without having to, break out the PS2 and do all that stuff again. So, but either way, I'm happy I had it. I just, again, wish more people could experience it, which is the case with a lot of older games. So anyways, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You know the drill. And as always, keep on gaming.